Good day everyone and welcome to the housing portion of this presentation. William French is your housing coordinator at CDLS Washington, and his office hours are from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. You can contact him through the housing email address. When you have received your posting message, the admin and pay section will send you a departure email. In this email, there will be a movement questionnaire. This movement questionnaire determines when to cease your deductions and allowances, including your rent and utility allowances. When you know your pack, load, clean, and first day of travel dates, please send your movement questionnaire back to the admin and pay section as well as the housing section. Do not send until you know those dates. This will allow us to know exactly when to stop your allowance and deductions. For the housing section on the movement questionnaire, you need to put in the month of your last rent payment as well as if you require full or partial rent. You will need to contact your landlord to see if they are going to prorate your rent for that month. If not, then that is okay, but most will prorate as per state law. Please remember that I generate the rent on the 17th of each month for a deposit into your bank account on or about the 24th of each month so you can pay rent for the first of the next month. I will therefore need your movement questionnaire before the 17th so we do not over or underpay your rent allowance. As soon as the housing section receives your posting message, we will send you an email reminding you that you have an outstanding advance security deposit in the amount of and the due date. The due date is 60 days from your first day of travel as per your movement questionnaire. This email will tell you how and where to return your security deposit. For example, by personal or certified check, bank draft, money order, if you can send up a bill payment with your US bank, and then they will send a check to CDS Washington. If you are setting up a bill payment with your US bank, ensure you set the payee as an individual and not as a company, as the Receiver General for Canada will not show up as a list of companies. All funds must be in USD currency. Your security deposit must be in US funds as this is the currency in which you have received it. When you have received your security deposit check back from your landlord, do not deposit it into your Canadian bank account as CDS Washington will not reimburse on any loss on the exchange rate. If you do, then you will need to send in a personal certified check or money order in US dollars. The funds will not be taken off your pay as there might be either a gain or loss because of the exchange rate, and any gain or loss is absorbed by the Crown and not the member. When you receive your security deposit check back from your landlord and it is more than the original deposit that you gave them, this is because there was an interest put on the amount. You are not entitled to keep this interest and it must also be returned. You can do so on the same check. It is highly recommended to keep your US bank account until your security deposit and other outstanding advances have been returned. If you are returning to Canada for release purposes, your security deposit must be paid in full prior to your departure from the US. In accordance with the departure book, the reason for this is when you arrived at post, a note was put on your pay indicating that you have a security deposit. Until this pay note is removed, it may delay your release process. When you receive your posting message, ensure you give your landlord or property manager notice in accordance with your lease agreement. The more notice, the better. This could be either by email or filling out a form as per the lease agreement. You need to check your lease to determine this. Ensure you look at your lease for the move-out policy and what is your responsibilities when you vacate. If carpets must be cleaned by a professional as per your lease agreement, then you must do it or the landlord will deduct it from your security deposit. You want to make sure you do not give your landlord or property manager any reason not to give your security deposit back or to charge you for things that are not being done. Finally, ensure that you keep all email, text exchanges between you and your landlord in case of any disputes and take pictures as well.